In the headlines, an area man is arrested after police find drugs in his home. Rocky Mount police are still searching for a man that assaulted a Lowe's employee, then fled. That's in today's crime report. And today we bring you our exclusive interview with Secretary of State Elaine Marshall on counterfeit goods circulating in Rocky Mount and the state. These stories and more coming up on NewsBreak starting now.
From WHIG-TV, this is NewsBreak 31. Now, here's Marie Torres.
Hello and thanks for watching our special edition of WHIG-TV Newsbreak. I'm Marie Torres. We'll get to our exclusive interview with North Carolina Secretary of State Elaine Marshall in just a moment. But first up in our crime report, an area man is arrested after police find drugs in his home. He is 39-year-old Anthony Hart. Friday, Rocky Mount police say they executed a search warrant at 1113 East Holly Street. There they say they seized 0.6 grams of crack cocaine, ammunition, and a shotgun. Hart is charged with felony possession of cocaine and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. He has been issued a $7,500 secured bond. Rocky Mount police are still searching for a man that assaulted a Lowe's employee, then fled. Police say last Wednesday at the Lowe's home improvement store on Highway 301, the man pictured here was trying to exchange merchandise for money without a receipt. While a store employee was attempting to verify the suspect's information, that suspect became hostile. An unknown female also approached the counter. After not being able to exchange that merchandise, the two left, entering a white or silver Jeep Grand Cherokee occupied by yet another female. As the store employee tried to write down the vehicle's tag number, the male suspect got out of that vehicle and assaulted her. He is described as a black male having a dark complexion, dreadlocks, standing about 5 feet 8 inches tall, and weighing 160 pounds. If you can identify this man, you should contact Crime Stoppers at 252-977-1111. In other news, Rocky Mount City Manager appoints a new assistant city manager. According to a press release this week from the city of Rocky Mount, current city manager Charles Penny announced his appointment of Ann Wall as the new assistant to his office. This position has been vacant since Penny's appointment as city manager on January 1st of this year. Wall will take her post effective May 14th. She currently serves as the city's director of planning and development. Now, as assistant city manager, Wall will supervise the Department of Police, Fire, Public Works, Parks and Recreation, and Human Relations. We congratulate her on her promotion. And today we bring you our exclusive on counterfeit goods circulating in Rocky Mount and the state. In February, a major raid of the Rocky Mount stockyard raked in more than an estimated value of $700,000 of alleged counterfeit trademark goods. With the help of Rocky Mount Police and the North Carolina Anti-Trademark Task Force, North Carolina Secretary of State investigators charged 6 vendors with trademark violations, 5 people from Raleigh and 1 from Greenville. This mission, like so many others across our state, is headed by our own Secretary of State, Elaine Marshall. Recently, I had the opportunity to speak with Marshall via telephone as she explained her fight against these fake goods and other dangers that lurk within this crime. Now here's our WHIG-TV Newsbreak special, Government Crackdown on Counterfeit Goods. First, like to ask you if you would tell us about your work to combat counterfeit trademark goods in North Carolina.
Well, counterfeit trademark goods is a very, very interesting project. The Secretary of State's office is business infrastructure. We support business. And businesses that develop particular names and logos, designs for their graphic can protect those in the state of North Carolina. And our law makes us the registrar for the state, but also the criminal law enforcement for not just the state marks, but for any national mark. And we're talking about products that everybody knows: Pepsi, IBM, Nike, the National Basketball League, just all those kinds of entities. All of our schools like East Carolina and Carolina and State, all of their logo designs are protected, and that's our job. Our job is to prosecute these cases, get them off the market, because after all, this is unfair competition with legitimate retail business people, and it's unfair to the mark holders also.
All right. Is there any link between counterfeit trademark goods and any other criminal activity? Basically, what are the dangers?
Oh, wow. It is one of the very serious underbelly problems. People will go to an event and they will see somebody selling stuff out of their trunk, or they go to a flea market. We can trace this stuff to organized crime. Same kind of transportation pathways that bring these knockoff CDs, T-shirts, pocketbooks to America also bring drugs. They bring illegal weapons, and sometimes these are folks are engaged in human trafficking. Some people have tried to get to America or another country away from an underdeveloped country, and they go into slavery almost. They have to pay their way out. You know, these products are also health and safety concerns, because we see hazardous electrical appliances and extension cords, and we found counterfeit toothpaste in eastern North Carolina. So I look at my job as to raise the awareness about why you ought not buy these things, even if you think it's funny, if they look like sort of the real thing, but you know it's not fake. You're really supporting some very, very bad folks, or you're possibly bringing a health and safety hazard into your home and your lifestyle.
All right. Well, how has the North Carolina Anti-Counterfeit Trademark Task Force grown since its inception, and basically how does it involve local authorities as well?
That's been a very interesting concept. The task force is a way that we can leverage the resource and expertise that we have here at the Secretary of State's office, plus what industry is willing to support. So we have trained officers, whether they're city police or county sheriff's folks, who in counterfeit trademark, and we have a memorandum of understanding with their different departments so that they can help us, because sometimes we'll be doing raids at a particular place that affect a multi-county area. So law enforcement officers have to have the legal ability to cross that county line and help out, and we've got all those documents in place, and we've trained these law enforcement officers. Company people come in, like the Energizer battery people have come in, the jeans manufacturers, whether it's Wrangler or whether it's Seven for All Mankind, one of the high-end brands, and have pointed out the different things that law enforcement officers need to look at in order to make the case. So we give them some kind of insider training on some of this stuff, and then we also help them to know where to go when they see something that looks suspicious. So local law enforcement becomes the eyes and the ears of the state, of the Secretary of State's office, in doing the counterfeit interdiction. We give an award called the Eagle Eye Award, and that's for somebody who senses something is wrong and calls us and finds out that, lo and behold, that truck they stopped on the interstate was carrying maybe $500,000 worth of counterfeit goods and some drugs to boot.
Wow.
So that's a fairly usual scenario, and we're just very pleased when the officers out there that are riding the road protecting us come up upon something suspicious and then realize that it's counterfeit goods to start with and call us in, and we can do the rest of the case there. So we've got great cooperation from local law enforcement, and we're very, very appreciative of that.
When we return on Newsbreak, we continue our exclusive with Elaine Marshall, and will another raid in our area strike? Don't go anywhere.
It's back for a limited time. Every Buick in GMC is now being offered at GM employee price to the general public. Plus, you can now get 0% financing for up to 72 months too. Where? Only at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount. But that's not all. At Davenport, you'll also get something that GM employees don't even get. A lifetime warranty. GM employee price, 0% financing, and a lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer is for a limited time, and it's only available at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount.
When it's happening to you, you'll hear from us. WHIG TV NewsBreak is reporting on the news, issues, and stories that matter to you. Call us at 252-885-1814. Email us at marie.whigtv@gmail.com or check us streaming live at whigtv.com. We're your voice, ready to bring you the news.
The Country Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We are filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The Business Center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
Welcome back to WHIG TV NewsBreak. I'm Marie Torres. Today we've been highlighting an ongoing undercover operation that is bringing down dealers of hot merchandise. We now continue our talk with Secretary of State Elaine Marshall in our special government crackdown on counterfeit goods. In February, investigators with your office, along with the Rocky Mount Police Department and the Anti-Counterfeit Trademark Task Force, made a major bust of alleged counterfeit goods at the Rocky Mount stockyard. Will operations such as these or investigations like these continue in our area or throughout the state?
They'll continue throughout the state, whether it's a community festival, whether it is a major athletic event such as the National Hockey League playoffs or the All-Star games or a Carolina Panthers game or a Wolfpack game, Duke game, whatever, you know, our officers are there. Also, the flea markets and other activities where vendors come out and interact with the crowd and sell this product. We do casing of the situation, because sometimes we've got to be able, we know we have to be able to prove in court that this is counterfeit. So sometimes we have to go to a place, make a buy, and then it takes maybe 2 weeks or longer until we get back from the legitimate manufacturer as validation as to whether or not it's a counterfeit. So some of the cases take an amount of time. And they also take an awful lot of people. As you pointed out, the one in Rocky Mount there, we might have had 20 to 30 staff involved. They weren't all law enforcement officers.
Okay.
Some of them were private folks, private investigators provided by manufacturers. Some of them were from our department. We have to have sufficient person power go in there to nail down a number of vendors and their product all at one time, because once somebody realizes an operation is underway, they scatter to the winds pretty fast. So we have to have sufficient person power to be effective, and then also to pack up inventory and store the goods.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your hard work on this matter. And thank you, too, for speaking with me today.
Well, thank you for highlighting this problem. It's a multifaceted problem, but people need to realize that it's a safety issue. And if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. And they're, in some respects, ripping off their neighbor or the merchant who supports the high school ball team down the street that has a brick-and-mortar presence that employs local folks. They're ripping off everybody in the community in addition to the safety and health issues. And the fact that their profits go in to support some really, really, really awful people and awful ideas.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much, Secretary Marshall. We thank Marshall for speaking at length about this issue. We also thank our own local law enforcement for taking such an active part in these busts. We'd like to mention that the North Carolina Anti-Trademark Task Force, started by Marshall in 2004, has grown from 10 law enforcement officers to 70, with even more in training or already trained how to identify counterfeit goods. Marshall, who was the first woman ever elected to a statewide executive branch office in North Carolina, as Secretary of State in 1996, has fought counterfeiters and worked to seize over $3.5 million in counterfeit goods statewide. After the break, we'll have the latest in local weather with Fred Holdsworth. Stay with us.
It's back for a limited time. Every Buick and GMC is now being offered at GM employee price to the general public. Plus, you can now get 0% financing for up to 72 months too. Where? Only at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount. But that's not all. At Davenport, you'll also get something that GM employees don't even get. A lifetime warranty. GM employee price, 0% financing, and a lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer is for a limited time, and it's only available at Davenport Buick GMC in Rocky Mount.
We're your news team, bringing it home to you with meteorologist Fred Holdsworth, anchor Marie Torres, sports reporter Edward Green, and Matt Habit, our studio guy. WHIG-TV NewsBreak, your voice in the community.
The Country Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We are filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The Business Center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
Thanks for staying tuned. Before looking at weather, we highlight 4 finalists for this year's Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Released today, B. Mayo Body Sr., chairman of the Northeastern Entrepreneurial Roundtable, also known as NEAR, has announced the names of the 4 finalists for the 2011 NEAR Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Body commented, quote, "We received a number of highly qualified nominations for this year's Entrepreneur of the Year Award competition, which again made it difficult for our selection committee to narrow our finalist list. But we are pleased to announce that we have 4 outstanding candidates participating in the competition in 2011, end quote. The 4 entrepreneur nominees and their companies are Jerry and Christina Barfield of B&M Roofing in Rocky Mount, Lige Daughtridge of Daughtridge Sales Company in Rocky Mount, David Wilson of East Industries in Rocky Mount, and Brent Nash of Carolina Metal Building Components in Tarboro. The winner will be announced at the 17th Annual Entrepreneur of the Year Banquet, sponsored by NEAR, on Tuesday, May 24th at the Rose Hill Conference Center in Nashville. Bernie Reeves, publisher of Metro Magazine, will be the keynote speaker. It's now time to look at the days ahead in weather with WHIG-TV meteorologist Fred Holdsworth. Fred?
Hello everyone, time to take another look at our Rocky Mount weather. And the big news in weather this day is the flooding going on in the Midwest with the Mississippi River reaching near record levels. It hasn't been this high since the 1930s. The big question is, will the levees and the sandbags hold at Memphis, Tennessee? They've had prisoners from some of the local prisons out there working hard to fill sandbags and get those bags in place to combat the rising water levels. People have built levees around their homes, and unfortunately most of these have not held. I saw one with a 5-foot levee that didn't hold, and the house was completely flooded. And the sad thing is, most of these people living away from the river did not have flood insurance. So that's going to be a financial disaster for many folks living along that river. That river, though, does what it's supposed to do. It's that flood water. It's a lot like the Nile River in Egypt, where it floods on a yearly basis and distributes the alluvial soil around Egypt. Of course, with the building of the Aswan High Dam, they control that flooding now. But the Mississippi River does bring that alluvial soil, the river soil, which is very rich, and scatters it out. And so once all this disaster is over with, they will have a new layer of good topsoil to work with on their farms. Well, in our area, we're going to have an upper level disturbance move through tonight, and it could give us a chance of showers and thunderstorms, although that's a slight chance. A better chance of showers and thunderstorms will be coming up during the weekend, as Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday look to be on the wet side. Well, let's take a look now at our forecast, and we'll see that today will be sunny with a high of 78, north wind at 6. Tonight, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 52, east wind at 5. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 76, northeast wind at 6 miles per hour. Partly cloudy sky for Wednesday night with a low of 54, winds will be calm. For Thursday, sunny with a high of 76, east wind at 5 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low of 54. Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 80. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 60. And for Saturday, chance of showers and thunderstorms developing with a high of 77 and a low of 60. Our high temperature yesterday was 79. Our low temperature this morning was 52. No rainfall during the past 24 hours at our weather station. And that's a look at your Rocky Mount weather.
Thanks, Fred. And thank you for tuning in to our special edition of NewsBreak today. Join us Thursday as we continue to bring you news that's impacting our community. For WHIG TV, I'm Marie Torres. We'll see you next time.